Hi and welcome back to Broadsheet Sydney Around Town. If it's your first time watching, don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss a video. I'm Emma Joyce, features editor at Broadsheet, and I host this short guide to Sydney. Let's get into it. Lox Ina Box opened its first outpost in the inner west earlier this year, and the little takeaway van has been pumping out bagels at an astonishing pace. Months later, and its owners have opened a second venue in Marrickville, and this one is now a dine-in location, which is really exciting. And it's got heaps of new menu items to get around as well. Broadsheet's Callum McDermott has visited the new location. Hi, Cal. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Really good, thank you. So Lox Ina Box has gone from one takeout venue in Bondi to 5 in like 3 or 4 years, which is such a big move. And this is their first eatery where you can dine in. What does this one look like and where is it exactly?
Yeah, so it's on the corner that used to be Cornersmith in Marrickville, and it's just reopened, and it very much sort of speaks this kind of design vocabulary that melds the delis of New York, think like Cat's Deli, with a lot of the very traditional Jewish delis you might see in London, like Salt Beef Bagel on Brick Lane.
They're calling it the Corner Deli, and they've got breakfast and lunch options, and they've obviously got bagels as well. But this is inspired by the owners' histories, and I think in your story for Broadsheet, they said they were kind of Jewish. Can you tell us about what they mean by that?
Yeah, absolutely. So Candy Berger and Guy Lovell, who are both married and business partners, their respective families both have had Jewish delis in the past in the UK. So in many respects, they both grew up sort of steeped in the tradition of Jewish delis. And I guess you kind of have to know the rules before you can break them. So there's a lot of traditional staples from Jewish delis. There's obviously bagels and challah and babka, but there are also many things which are very much not kosher, like the mixing of meat and dairy products.
Tell me about this high tea.
Basically, it's a lox high tea, which arrives on a tiered platter, very much like, you know, the ones that typically hold cucumber sandwiches and that kind of thing. And on one level, there's a bunch of lox and other cured seafood. And then there are slices of bagels and a handful of other condiments and schmears that you sort of assemble your own kind of bagel lunch.
You ate a brisket stuffed brekki burrito, which you said tastes like an LA taco truck and a New York Jewish deli. Did a parent trap life swap? What does that really mean?
Well, anyone who has the misfortune of being my friend knows that I will always talk about how I'm on the lookout for a breakfast burrito. So anytime I even get a sniff of something resembling the burritos I enjoyed in LA, I instantly kind of get very excited. So I knew what I had to order when I got to the Corner Deli, and the brisket brekki burrito kind of takes the concept of an LA-style breakfast burrito. So instead of crispy potatoes, there's a latke, which is kind of like a Jewish version of a hash brown, which is all chopped up. And instead of bacon, this brisket is sort of crisped up and rolled in with it, and it's all kind of combined with scrambled egg and a slaw and hot sauce. And yeah, it's just a really, really nice breakfast.
Is the deli doing coffee? Can you do takeaway as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's very tight on the inside. You can dine in if you're lucky enough to snag a table, but very much like if you went to a deli in New York, it's not exactly by intention supposed to be the most languorous and relaxed experience of your life. You know, you're kind of shoulder to shoulder with strangers on the stools, and it's kind of this frenzied in a good way atmosphere. But yeah, takeaway is a very big component of the offering, and yeah, coffee is available too.
Did you have a look at the babka French toast by any chance?
I didn't get to see it, but
I was wondering if that one seemed quite indulgent.
Yeah, it does look great. I think that the cherry compote and the banana cream has my name on it for next time, if I can manage not to order the brisket burrito again, which is unlikely.
Now, we often say this, but this place has lines out the door. It's particularly busy. Do you have any tips if anyone wants to check it out?
Yeah, absolutely. Don't do a me and come at noon on a Saturday. apply common Sydney breakfast sense, have a game plan, get there, before 11 a.m. And if you want to have lunch, get there after 1 p.m. But the good news is, if there is a wait, Lox Ina Box gives very accurate estimations of how long your order is going to be. So, when they tell you it's going to be 10 minutes and it's half an hour and your blood starts to boil, it's not like that here. If it's going to be a half-hour wait, they tell you it's going to be half an hour, and that's something we can all live with.
They're also open every day from 8 till 3, so that is a wide range of time that you can choose from.
Yeah, exactly. Work around it.
The Corner Deli by Lox Ina Box is open now at 312 Illawarra Road in Marrickville. Thanks, Callum.
Thank you.
The Andrew Boy Charlton swimming pool has a cafe, and it's reopened recently for the warmer months, and it's refreshed its menu to include a bottomless brunch package, as well as a few different lunch and brekki items. Broadsheet Sydney food and drink editor Grace McKenzie has written about this one. So Oh Boy is the one on the street level as you enter the ABC pool from Mrs. Macquarie's Road. Has anything changed at all about the way the cafe looks?
I think they've just given the whole thing a little bit of a revamp and added lots of plants, which is delightful because it's right alongside the Botanic Gardens. So they're kind of getting it to feel like an extension of the space that it's in.
They've updated the menu as well. I know there's some classic brekki items and healthier lunches. You are swimming there, so usually you want something healthy afterwards. What's on the menu now?
Yeah, the team was keen to have it more healthy. I think lots of people utilize that beautiful, beautiful space on their lunch breaks and stuff. And then on the weekends to run or swim. There's lots of salad bowls. There's a chickpea bowl for breakfast with a poached egg, which is definitely up my alley. And then lunchtime, it kind of is varied. There's a poke bowl, steak sandwich, and then also pastas and lots of antipasto things to share.
So you can kind of have a long lunch there, even if you're not there for the fitness and leisure.
Yeah, I think it would be a very nice space to park up.
It's in a beautiful part of the city. So can you take food away? Is it that kind of vibe?
You can take food away, and you can also take it to enjoy poolside, which I think is very nice. It's
That's
a little
great.
bit resort-like. They have QR codes down by the pool. So yeah, you could have it all brought to you, basically.
Do they still have hot chips? That's what I want to know.
They do still have hot chippies.
So they've also introduced a weekend bottomless brunch package as well. How much is that and what's included?
Yeah, the new bottomless package is $78 per person, and it includes 2 hours of all-you-can-drink rosé, mimosas, or straight bubbles. And then it also includes a 2-course lunch. It's a selection from the kitchen of all of the things that I just mentioned before. The burrito would be particularly delicious with a nice glass of champers by the water.
It definitely feels like a summertime spot, whether or not you're going to kind of grab food and sit by the pool or sit there with your mates for a couple of hours.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hot spot this summer. The team was saying that it's a bit of a hidden spot, one of those places that if you know about it, and you're not really telling everyone.
Oh Boy Cafe is at Andrew Boy Charlton Pool, which is on Mrs. Macquarie's Road in Sydney. Thanks, Grace.
Thanks, Emma.
And that's all we have time for today. As always, you can keep up to date with what's happening around Sydney at broadsheet.com.au and at broadsheet_Sid on Instagram. I'll be back next week. Chat then.